Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Form Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Advice by TAEMIN. This is going to be TAEMIN's last comeback until he gets back out from military enlistment. By the time this video is out, he's going to be already enlisted. I'm still very excited to check this out. You know, he was on a releasing tear last year. He had some great releases, and with Advice being the last one before like a however long break, like a 2-year break, and who knows, he might not even come back right away after getting out of enlistment. So who knows? So I'm very excited. I feel like it's going to be very, very good. Of course, now before we get into the video, if you like the channel, if you want to support us, visit our Patreon. If you want bonus extra reactions to like variety shows, K-dramas, listening parties, we're going to be doing a listening party to TAEMIN's EP over on our Patreon. So if you want to check that out, you can visit our Patreon. Listening parties are now exclusive only to Patreon because of copyright issues on YouTube. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily if you don't want to. We understand not everyone wants to do that or can't. Subscribing is a free, easy way to do so. If you don't want to, just want to watch the video, that's fine. Let's get into it. This is Advice by TAEMIN, and this is your form of therapy. All right, before we begin, disclaimer, there's going to be no music in this video. I'm prefacing this right now before the start of the video. I still don't understand how people keep leaving comments of why is there no music in this video. It's because of copyright issues. For some reason, my SM videos get blocked. They get blocked on my channel. NCT Dreams Chillin', that didn't get blocked for some reason, thankfully. But that was a mistake, and I accidentally left the audio in. I'm not going to do that this time. That's why there's no music, okay? I will do a countdown, so if you want to play the music along with me, let's go ahead and begin. All right? 3, 2, 1. And it did not start. What the? All right. Sorry about that. All right. That's because it was like 5 seconds in already. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay. Is it an intro or is this the actual song? Oh. I think my favorite part of this song has to be the enunciation of his words. It's so unique from the verses to the chorus. Oh my God, that was beautiful. God damn. Oh, good lord. Wow. All right. It's wow. Advice was advice. I'll admit I really only started getting into Temin starting with Move. So any of his solo work previously I'm not as familiar with. Um, but is this Temin's like his most kind of, I guess, hip hop based concept comebacks? Because I feel like with something like, I don't know, like Idea or Criminal, it was all along like similar lines. He was doing that kind of I don't even know. Like similar concepts to like Move, but like within different genres. I feel like Advice leans heavily on like mixes of like, you've got the trap elements, you've got the hip hop elements. Sounds a little like mix of R&B in there, and even the way he's like talking, right, or singing, like he's doing that sing rapping thing, like very. I mean, is it melodical rapping or is it like fast paced singing? Whichever, camp you fall between and labeling that. Even the way he does that, it's very odd. In fact, I would say it kind of reminds me of Don't Call Me. Like I think it was during Mino's part that like the way like he elongates some words. Like he does that here in Advice. And I think this is his most like interesting, like different shakeup I've seen in a while. Like Advice, compared to something like Idea and Criminal, I feel like those things, like they were shocking certainly, but I was like, oh, I definitely expected this kind of style from Tevin still. It's what's shocking is usually the presentation, but what I found to be really surprising about this one is that I don't know, like the song just feels, honestly, this is like, if it like this is the kind of song that I would have expected like Kai to do his solo debut with. He went with like a much more R&B heavy type song, but like I'm surprised like by how good this is. I mean, that's not to say I expected any less, but just the direction of it. But let's watch it again and let's just commentate as we go along. I'll do a countdown, but since I'm going to be pausing in between, I don't know if you guys want to pause along with me. I'll give you the countdown anyways. All right, 3, 2, 1. It's a very creepy visual too. I mean, just not just like his outfit, but like if you look at the room, this blank white room with like all the shredded paper. I think what's also really shocking to me is the lyrics too. The lyrics are like, not only is it aggressive, but like they're kind of, I don't want to sound like a child when I say this, but they're kind of mean. They're kind of mean, He's like aggressively saying these to somebody, and like, I don't know, it's basically like I'm like, you're not as good as me and also don't fuck with me type of a message. Oh my god, I just noticed that his outfit. How it's black and white, but it's black on the front and then white on the side. And it was when he turned that I realized like his backside's all white, and so his dancers are all white, and then his front side's black, and so everyone here is black. Oh, that's so dope. Oh, and now here they're wearing the white and black. Okay. Oh, wow, wow, that camera movement. I like this scene too. You know, he talks about, don't trap me and stuff like that. And he talks about how, like I tear through the torso you chase after. Like, it's a very, I don't want to say it's a vulgar song, but it's a little shocking and like, it's like implied violence. And so like, he's got like the blood on his hands, but also like talks about like, don't trap me. Like, if you notice, like, it's very like being John Malkovich, where like, the like he's like way too big for the small room. Like he feels trapped in here. And I almost wonder if this is supposed to be a representation of like basically what he's portraying, where like white here, white is often a symbol of purity and cleanliness. And so I wonder if like the random cuts and flashes to the red here, it's a representation. Like even the lights are green, I like that, but the red here is like it's a representation of his more sinister side, the kind of like the devil that's hiding beneath the surface, because he says like, basically like, it don't fuck with me, unless you want to see the worst of me, don't push my buttons, right? So he's saying like, I'll be white, I'll be pure, if you don't mess with me. But then these other scenes show off his darker side. Oh, oh, I love the way they shot this. I love the way they shot this. This move, this isn't new. It's not groundbreaking or anything. The whole like cascading effect of like, there's a certain depth of field of dancers. The first person's dancing, everyone's still, and then the second people start dancing and joining in unison, and the third, and then everyone's all in sync. It's a very cool move, and it's a very cool reveal, and I love that. But often it's shot, head on, straightforward, applied directly to forehead. But like, and this angle is not shot often. The side angle, especially the diagonal kind of side angle, it's usually a very bad angle to showcase choreography. But because we've seen this before, and it's been shot the same way, the same time, it's been done to death, they found a way to creatively showcase this and show like the different planes in which that it's affecting. Because when they're rotating like this, they're showing how they're invading the different planes of the depth of field, and so it looks a lot more cool and a lot more interesting that way. I love this shot. That was so cool. I love this shot so much. God, this piano melody is like so haunting. That was so slick. Oh my god. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Y'all have no idea how much on our Patreon, people wanted me to watch the dance practice for Criminal, so I did, and y'all have no idea how much I replayed certain portions, especially like his spins over and over again. I love when the choreography, like Timon's choreography especially is much more cinematic, and it's like it almost feels much more like a theatrical display of like these crazy visual elements. And so like that ending part where they're like where they all kind of like sprawl and then link together with them, and then it's so cool. And I gotta see the dance practice for this. I feel like it's gonna be amazing. I mean, it's probably already out because I'm checking this out so late, so I'm probably gonna check that out. But advice by Temin. This is hard. I love Criminal by Temin, and I gave that an 11 out of 10, right? And that was a very, very monumental moment because I don't usually give scores above 10 out of 10. And it's true. I'm going to take it back because like I like Criminal more, but I like Idea more for different reasons, and I like Advice more for different reasons. I don't think I have a Temin song that I genuinely that I would say is my favorite. Like genuinely, I don't think I can say that anymore because I found a new appreciation for Temin where I love Criminal, but like the reason why I gave it an 11 out of 10 is like the catchiness factor is insane in that song, right? But Advice also has a really, really good hook. You know, the way he sings it, like the na 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 na, like, dude, I like you heard me do it, right? Like my voice broke just trying to do that, right? Like, can you just imagine the amount of control you need to pull that off? It's insane. And so I have to take the 11 out of 10 and like, I'm going to give Criminal a 10 out of 10 because Idea is a 10 out of 10 and Advice is a 10 out of 10. And what I have to do is it's actually more of a blanket. It's a more of a blanket rating. Temin as an artist is an 11 out of 10 artist. I think that's the best way I can describe it. You know, because this is becoming more very apparent for me because with Temin going into the military, it kind of made me listen back on his music and like reflect on his career and like everything he's accomplished before going to the military, right? And he's one of the few rare artists who kind of made his kingdom and then is going off to the military. Like some people, like when they go to the military, it's just like in the middle of their careers. It's like, oh, it's so abrupt, you know? Temin, it's like, shit, this dude has like had a whole career. Like if Temin retired right now, which I'm not saying he is, and that's not what I want. But if Temin retired right now, you could look back on both his career with Shiny and his solo career and say like, that guy had a full career, beginning, middle, and an end. That guy had a full career. Like you don't get this feeling of like Temin leaving with Advice, going like, oh, but it was just getting good. Oh, he was just getting started. Like, no, Temin rose to the top and then kept rising and rising, and like now he's just been at the top. Like there's literally no more ceilings for him to break. And so with him leaving to the military, it feels more like, I don't know, it feels more like he has left behind a really, really epic legacy. And the fact that it's not over, but really more of a brief break, you know, it doesn't feel as hard or difficult. You know, I remember when K-pop idols used to go into the military, fans would cry. Because it's like, oh, I can't see them for 2 years. Like, but nowadays, not only is there just like more groups and more content out there to just like keep us distracted, also like, I mean, is it just me or like it feels like when idols go to the military, it feels like nowadays they're back in like 6 months, you know, especially with I think COVID, like that really helped accelerate time. But I feel like I'm not going to miss Temin. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in like, I don't think like I think he gave us everything he had. And, you know, I feel like maybe after he comes back, it's going to be more of like a reawakening, you know? So I'm more so excited. I'm really excited. I'm actually more excited for Taemin to have a break to then see what he's going to come back with in that regard, you know? In the regard of like, you know, getting new music and that, sure, you know, I'm going to be a little bit bummed out, but overall, like advice is so good, and it's so, I mean, for lack of a better word, it's so fun. It's a fun song, and I'll admit, I don't really think that a lot about Taemin's songs. They're amazing, and they're great. Want? Oh. Idea? Oh. Move? Oh. These songs are all amazing, but I don't find them fun. You know, that's a different thing. You know, just because a song's not fun doesn't mean it's not good, right? But advice, it still has that very cinematic, mature sound that he's cultivated over his entire solo career. But advice, I think it's because of the trap elements and also his top line, the way he plays with the delivery of the no 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 like that. I feel like that gives it a much more bouncy kind of fun vibe to it. But with that said, I am gonna give Taemin's advice a 10 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, and recant my 11 out of 10 score for Criminal and give the 11 out of 10 score to Taemin as a whole as an artist, because I think, I'm not saying nobody has done it before, but it is so rare. Very few musicians have produced so much music and accomplished so much before their military service. But Taemin did it. And so I'm super proud. I'm super proud. Anyways, guys, that's it for my reaction and review to Taemin's advice. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. I hope Taemin has a good time in the military. I mean, what else can you say, right? It's the military. So I just hope he stays safe and healthy. And we'll see him in a year and a half, 2 years, you know? Yeah. If you guys want to support the channel, guys enjoy what we do, consider visiting our Patreon. If you don't want to support us monetarily, it's completely fine. We do have bonus reactions on there, but if you want to just, if you're happy and satisfied with just our culture study videos, consider hitting like down below, leave a comment. Those are free ways to help us out. Subscribing is another free way. Most of the people who watch our videos are not subscribed. So if you subscribe, that would be very helpful. And hopefully, you know, it will help us grow. And if you want to check out our other videos, you know, have end cards over here. And I'll see you later. Bye.